And I'm back on my grind.
Who is Chibi Reviews? Hold on. Let's do some investigating. Let's figure it out. I guess this guy's a lolicon, so fuck him. But let's figure out what happened. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm invested. The controversial career of Chibi Reviews. Okay. JB and Fargo. Let's watch it. I always support a black man.
You're gonna have an opinion. And you have to realize that many people may not agree with certain opinions. This seems to be the case with the YouTuber Chibi Reviews, whose opinions and actions have created a cloud of controversy that follows him everywhere he goes online, even spilling over into his personal life. Now, before I get into
once my tax return hit, bro. Hold on, once my tax return hits, we are replacing these light strips and having them actually go around the... I bought like 60 feet. I don't know why I thought it would be enough. That's my bad. But this gap, like I can't have my full camera on screen without this fuck ass gap right there. But I like the LEDs, so I keep them on. But as a result of me not actually having the full shebang, I had to have my camera off to the side like these. And it's super annoying. And now it's just making like my little... My shit look awkward.
Some of the research on this video, finding certain things that I didn't really know, stuff like that. So if you would be so kind,
shout out Hood Genius.
Twitter, I'm gonna leave his link in the description. Let's get it.
It's kind of crazy. I don't think he was cooking the DHS when this video came out, because this was 10 months ago. But he blew up as of late because he was just cooking the Department of Homeland Security, and it got packed up. Shout out Hood Genius.
Before I get into anything, here's a bit of backstory. Jacob, aka Chibi Reviews, started off as an anime review channel in 2013, with his earlier videos being based on reviewing certain anime and manga like Golden Time, Log Horizon, The Big Three, Attack on Titan, and many more. It seemed like when any new anime or manga was released, he reviewed it. As time went on, Chibi was sprinkling gameplays and vlogs, but not like the ones you see from creators today. The vlogs would be in his room, surrounded by his collection of manga and figurines. If you couldn't tell, he was truly dedicated. In the beginning, Chibi Reviews almost always had a positive attitude towards most anime and manga because of his love for it, but he was honest. This straightforwardness would allow him to garner a sizable community, whom he refers to as the Chibits. He always showed his appreciation for his community by staying consistent, and they would even send him...
His head, bro, compared to his... Look at my head, look at my shoulders. Like, proportionally, like, I do have, like, a big head, but proportionally speaking, my shit makes sense. Mustache and all. And, bro, his head is, like, 90% the width of his shoulders. That's rough. At that point, bro, you just gotta get fat. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't enough dumbbell, like, unless you just spam dumbbell flies and you're also, like, on performance enhancing drugs, there's not a whole lot that's fixing that. You just gotta get fat. That's a big ass fucking head, bro, compared to this shit. God damn. And he got a pencil neck to go along with it, bro. Bruh, his shit looks like a nigga took a bike pump and just pumped up his... I know that nigga got an ego. I know he does.
On January 4th, 2016, Chibi Reviews hit the 100,000 subscribers mark, cementing himself as somewhat of a household name in the anime YouTube community. With over 450,000 subscribers at the making of this video, it's safe to say that Chibi Reviews is known.
Can you get surgery to shrink your head?
But constantly having tens of thousands
oh my god, bro, this nigga got no shoulders. It's bugging me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up, but it's bugging me. He has no shoulders. He has facial hair with no shoulders, bro. Like, he's a grown man without shoulders. That bugs me. Nigga, get your shoulders in
That
there.
anime snob, aka Peter. That anime snob's name is pretty fitting. He basically goes around spreading hate in video format on anyone who enjoys or has certain opinions about anime. Through the years, Peter criticized so many creators in the anime YouTuber space, from the likes of Digik, Neverworld, the Anime Man, and of course, Chibi Reviews. That anime snob has probably spent the most time of his YouTube career.
Oh yeah, he never needs to. His head is the same size. He just grew his hair out. He never needs to get a buzz cut again.
Dedicating an entire playlist titled "Practice What You Preach, Chibi" that he still adds videos to this day. Most recently, he talked about Chibi's
Goodness
lawsuit.
gracious.
Very important information that ties into another situation that I'll explain in further detail very soon. So Chibi finally responds to Anime Snob in 2017, giving his thoughts on it.
For the past year now, this certain said individual, that anime snob, has been making videos. And overall, I have been pretty much ignoring him. I've seen him off and on. I've seen many comments and all that talking about it. It started a little while back, probably like at the beginning of 2016, a little bit earlier before that, maybe at the end of 2015, he started making videos on me. I can deal with people doing that because it's just how life is. People are going to be like that. That's just how it is. Regardless of just being YouTube, that's just how it is. And anywhere you go, anywhere in life, there will be people that will want to put you down and pretty much break your legs for you can feel shit about yourself and make it feel better. And so overall, I pretty much accepted that, you know, obviously not everybody is going to like me. Many will hate me, and that's just how it is. And so you just gotta live with it. To give a little bit of explanation, the anime snob, he's went on the lines to say I'm pretty much a YouTuber, I'm a trash person, I'm in it only for the money, and I'm a man-child, childish, immature. I know for a fact I'm not the best YouTuber, I know I'm not the best reviewer, and I know I'm not the best person in the world. I've made many mistakes, and I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I admit that. Regardless of me being absolute probably, point is, I enjoy what I do. And I have fun with what I do, and I upload what I want to upload. I admit that YouTube is my only source of income. It's pretty much my job. I admit that. I will not lie to you. For the past year...
Why are you saying that like that's a bad thing, nigga? That's the goal. Maybe not your only source of income, but YouTube as a job? What year was this? That's like awesome. That is a metric that 99.9% of creators will never achieve. Like, that is an achievement. YouTube as a job is an achievement. Why is he... I admit that YouTube is my job. Good for you. It's great for you. The fuck?
Anime
you
Snob
talking
has
about?
continued to constantly make videos.
I want
putting
that.
It down, taking my video clips and then putting them into a video, kind of reorganizing a little bit to make me look pretty much like a dummy. I'm just honestly very worried about that anime stuff. And I'm not even joking about this, because for a man to spend an entire year dissing on a 21-year-old, are you lonely? I'm not even joking about this question. Are you lonely?
21 is like a grown adult. I don't think... Well, depends on how much older they are than you, but niggas get paid for hating on 21-year-olds. Like, that's... Niggas do that for a living. Look at NBA fucking commentators. Look at NBA analysts. Look at fucking Skip Bayless and goddamn Stephen A. Smith. Like, they do that for a job.
I mean, I understand everybody can have an opinion. It makes me curious why someone would go so far to try to make someone feel horrible or make someone feel like they shouldn't be making videos.
The overall reception to Chibi's response was a lot of support, which I'm sure didn't sit well with Anime Snob. After garnering a significant amount of scrutiny for how harsh his content was, which included a video mocking the death of Chibi's brother who took his own life, that Anime Snob's main channel will soon be terminated in July 2017.
That's too far. You don't do that. Even though this guy is a lolicon and, like, apparently, we haven't got to that part yet. He's apparently a lolicon, so fuck him. But you don't gotta, like, that's disrespecting a nigga that ain't got nothing to do with any of this. That's low. Like, you're actually a fucking loser, bro. Like, if you have to stoop that low to get some shit off, maybe just don't try to get jokes off, because you're clearly not good at it.
violating YouTube's TOS on harassment, leading to him uploading on a backup channel of the same name. As far as harassment goes, Chibi is no stranger to it. In October of 2022, after posting a joke about two characters from the Chainsaw Man anime, he was harassed by thousands of Twitter users in the form of death threats. Now let's talk about Chibi's infamous tweets about the popular anime Don.
If you were sending death threats over an anime, brother, you need to do more than touch grass. You need to become one with the grass. You need to lay down in some grass for so long that it eventually overgrows and like it just encapsulates your body and you are just now part of the earth. You need to become grass. Well, that sounds like I want you to die. That's not what I was getting. Like, you just need to... You need to step foot outside and not go back inside your house until you're normal. That's like, what is wrong with you?
The Dawn, which led to probably the worst time period of Chibi's online career. On October 3rd, 2024, Chibi Reviews would post a tweet saying, the animators didn't need to go so hard for the scene, over a clip from the Don anime of a female character potentially getting assaulted. This tweet left people in the comments questioning why he would pick this scene to point out as opposed to any other scene that had good animation, implying that Chibi had malicious intent behind his tweet. There were also other comments calling him a PDF file. The next day on October 4th, Chibi posted a tweet saying, how do you think Twitter will react to this being animated? Showing a scene
They should have packed this nigga up the second he dropped this tweet.
from the Don manga and implying that this scene was of sexual
This is
nature.
clearly
This
a high
tweet would get a
school.
lot of traction, having over 9 million views, with many Don fans quote tweeting him, calling him a gooner and a child lover for being into lolly. Something else that I'll get into later on. Now things would quickly reach the point of no return after Chibi Reviews got doxxed, having a lot of his personal information leaked online, from his address to actual pictures of his house, opening the door for many people to send more death threats and post pictures of his late brother's grave mocking him. Chibi Reviews will drop a video in response to the situation, saying that the ones responsible stem from the
That
Boruto
big ass
community,
dome,
saying that he
bro.
also has the means to
Just wanna just grab it. Just wiggle it around a little bit. Like it's just so bulbous. This nigga look like a Jimmy Neutron character.
protect himself and has plans to file a lawsuit for everyone responsible.
So I have been doxxed. My private information has been leaked online, my full name, where I live, pictures of my house,
He
pictures
sounds
of
like
my
he's
dead
5'3".
brother's grave, and mocking my dead brother's grave on top of that. And then, on top of all of this, continuous amounts of death threats. This video is being used as a paper trail for I can
I'm sorry. I hate that when if you're gonna go after somebody, go after that person. Leave his family out of it. Like, mocking his dead brother's grave, that affects his parents. Maybe they raised him wrong, maybe they didn't, we don't know, but to like do shit that will affect his family indirectly because of him, like because you don't like him, like that'll never sit right with me, bro. Like, leave him alone. Or leave his parents alone. Bully him. But like, leave his family out of it, man. They probably don't even know what the fuck is going on.
go to my lawyer, also the court system, because I am going to be filing a lawsuit against the individuals that are responsible for doxing my private information. We escalate all this that's been happening for the last few days to the point to where my private information has been doxed, and now the threats or death threats that I have been receiving are all more real. Very much real when someone posts pictures of my house and my brother's grave. So thankfully, I live in Tennessee. I don't live in California or anything. I'm able to legally own a gun. I've owned this for a while.
I don't think you need to blur
I'm
it
going to
out.
tell you right now, If anyone wants to pull any stupid games, you're gonna win stupid prizes. That's all I'm gonna say.
As I stated a moment ago, Chibi claims that the people responsible are Boruto fans. This conclusion is drawn after someone with the username Namek623016 on Twitter, who is a Boruto fan, admitted to the doxing due to Chibi having a very weird and questionable history of being a lolicon, on top of being seemingly okay with incest. But it didn't stop there. I'm guessing the same people who leaked these things hacked into Chibi's old profile on the art website DeviantArt to upload cheese pizza, which would eventually get deleted. If you don't know what cheese pizza means, I hope someone can help you in the comments, but I obviously...
Now we have to investigate you, because where did you get that from? Am I understanding that properly? Hold on.
Incest. But it didn't stop there. I'm guessing the same...
Hacking into one of my accounts in there. Yeah, where did you get that from? We need the feds at your door. That's not like... Even if you were just doing it to troll him, you still committed a crime, you fucking moron. And that is a crime that's getting like your fucking... They're pulling up your IP address and they're showing up at your doorstep. Like, you're posting that shit online, like, they're gonna find you. Unless you're like in another country or some shit.
People who
Or
leak these things
2024, they probably had the technology to make themselves pretty untraceable at that point. But it's like, where did you get that from? Why do you have that? You already had that shit. Like, you already had that bullshit, bro. That's not even like a own.
Chibi's old profile on the art website DeviantArt to upload cheese pizza, which would eventually get deleted. If you don't know what cheese pizza means, I hope someone can help you in the comments, but I obviously cannot say it on YouTube. I do want to stress that I don't agree at all with sending death threats, hacking, or doxing someone.
Oh my
no matter
god,
how
he is little bodied, bro. That's why he is like 5'2" with a fat ass dome.
weird they
That's
may
the
act
problem.
online. Puts innocent lives
Bro,
and
his
people's
head
loved
is the
ones in
width of the
danger while
tree.
almost never making anything better. If they are truly what you say they are, I believe reporting these actions to the proper authorities is the best course of action, providing sufficient evidence for them to conduct an investigation. I also believe that awareness should continue to be spread on said people in order to remind everyone that their actions cannot be tolerated or normalized. Another thing I really question is why the perpetrators were seemingly against Chibi because he is sexually attracted to fictional characters that
We're
are minors.
post-CP, like it don't make sense. Now we're looking at you like you're crazy and we want you in prison. That's what he's about to say. I already know because I was thinking the same shit earlier.
Have explicit and illegal photos of real minors just readily available to post to his profile.
Thank you. Like, where did you get that from? What? Like, why do you have that, bro? Why do you have that? That's not a own, my nigga. You have real children being harmed, and you're using it to fuck with the nigga that you're mad at for liking fictional C-Sam. Like, what? Do you have a brain? Like, really, did you think that shit through in the slightest? That's what I want to know. Did you even consider the legality of it?
This
Our
was
lips
literally
are
the
dry.
worst way to go about outing someone. There are also people saying that Chibi Reviews allegedly had these pictures already saved on his profile, and I don't know how truthful that is.
Sometimes I just need a little.
Yeah, those niggas said that to try to, like, because people were probably getting mad at them, like, this is, like, fucking weird on your end. So they probably tried to say, like, oh, no, he, like, already had that shit on his profile. No, he didn't. You put that there. If it was already on his profile, nigga, it would have been taken down. You don't think this website has moderation? Like, you didn't save shit with that one. You're a fucking moron. That was probably the guy who did it.
It's just
That's the
disgusting on
guy.
both sides. This entire debacle would leave a lasting mark on Chibi Reviews' career. He didn't make things any better. In another incident literally 2 months ago,
Why does he have an
January 6,
anime girl in a
2025,
bikini
he
in the
quote
background?
tweets about a
This nigga freaked
15-year-old
out.
character, Mina Ashido from the My Hero Academia series, referring to her butt. He did the same exact thing, sexualizing another character that was a minor, in reference to an assault as recent as March 14th, 2025. These two situations will leave a sour taste in many people's mouths, causing more issues down the line for Chibi, as people constantly reference it online. Remember when I said Chibi doesn't make anything better with these type of things that he posts? Yeah, this next tweet is probably the worst of them all. On March 19th, 2025, Chibi Reviews posted a tweet saying, "You know I'm about to get a lot of flack for this, but here it is. Lolly doesn't mean that you're a PDF file.
Yes, it does.
My stance on this will never change because watering down words only helps actual criminals. If you find it weird, so be it. People have a lot of mixed stances on this, and that's fair. However, let's not help people that do actual crimes get away with hurting others. Anyways, that's my stance. Hate me if you want." This tweet was seen by almost 2 million people, with people in the comments going against him as always, calling him a PDF file. And rightfully so. You're basically
Hold
saying
on. That's my old mutual. Amani, where is it? Shout out Amani.
file. And rightfully so. You're basically saying that calling someone a PDF file for being sexually attracted to anime characters that depict children makes what defines a PDF file lose its meaning, which I don't agree with for obvious reasons. If you display traits of these types of people, I'm gonna put you in the same boat. The same thing goes for scammers, murderers, etc.
Here's the thing about Lolly. The only reason that people will defer to Lolly instead of the real thing is because they know the real thing will get them in a lot of trouble. At the end of the day, what you like is children or the typical, oh, she's actually 30,000 years old. She just looks like she's 6. Getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what turns you on. So it's like, who's to say that if the real thing wasn't available to you, you wouldn't indulge in that as well? Come on. Like, we're not, I hate that argument so much. It's not even really an argument that anybody should ever take seriously, because it's just them trying to deflect. Like, oh, well, I'm actually not committing a crime. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean you're not weird as fuck.
Same day, Chibi would drop a video further explaining this tweet.
An old video resurfaced a long time ago. It was an episode review of Barakoma. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. I remember I said this character was extremely cute, and I said she's like a lolly of the season. She was extremely adorable. People clipped that, and then they started, spreading that everywhere, and it led to a lot of people to get ammo against me, and eventually it boiled up to the surface to where the Dawn to Dawn post happened back in October, and also the stuff that, transitioned after that, all the other slander and defamation. Basically, people started calling me because of, me saying a character was very cute and like Lolly of the season. Since then, more or less, I've just tried to ignore it, not really talk too much about it. At the end of the day, lollies and stuff, they're not real. They're just drawings on a page. They're not harming anyone. That's what it is. I more or less am saying this just to get my stance out there for my words aren't twisted. At the end of the day, it's not real, it's fiction, it doesn't harm anyone. If you find it weird, that's completely a-okay. And that's why I even make this stance right here with this sentence. It's completely fine if you think it's weird, you don't like it, fair.
Now, in my recent video about Heavenly Controller, I stated that the definition of lolly or lolicon to be a genre of fictional media which focuses on young-looking girl characters, particularly in a sexually suggestive or erotic manner. The male equivalent of lolly is referred to as a shota. From doing further research, I found that lollies and shotas do not necessarily have to be sexually suggestive or have erotic traits. They can basically be characters who can either appear younger than they actually are or actually be minors. It's mainly a matter of appearance, and that's where people have issues with people that enjoy these things. With that being said, I firmly stand on my stance that being sexually attracted to this form of media in any way, shape, or form is disgusting. I don't care if it's a quote-unquote harmless trolling for interactions on Twitter, it's weird. These type of people seriously need help. You're attracted and aroused by a fictional...
You can't help them. Like, cause My whole thing with like PDFs and shit is like, how do you even get to that point where that's what attracts you? It's like undeveloped human beings. Like, that's just so sick. And like, just physically and mentally just undeveloped. How do you become attracted to that? Like, I don't think there's any helping those people. Like, I've seen people say it's like a mental illness. And while I think that's true, I think it's one that it's just like, how do you... If we could have gotten rid of that shit by now, it would be gone. You see what I'm saying? Even from like an instinct standpoint. Because if you look at like the science behind like what attracts men, it's like hips, breasts, right? Like things that will contribute to raising like a child. Because if you have like the hips, you can push out the child. If you got these, you can feed the child. Like, so we're attracted to those things off instinct. Kids don't have that. So what the fuck is your problem? I don't... we need to open up the mental institutions again and just lock them away in there.
Character with traits favoring that of a child. Liking Lolly/Shota is pedophilic in nature. There's no difference. You're still attracted to the characteristics of a child. Feel free to leave any sort of think pieces in the comments about what I said. I don't care. Through the years, Chibi Reviews has talked about everything anime and related under the sun, but there's one thing I have yet to find Chibi speaking about. It's almost as if he's just avoiding it. That very thing is the current state of his fan base. Based on skimming through his comments on YouTube and Twitter, it seems like his old fan base that weren't as toxic is currently being uprooted by his current fan base, which is a conglomerate of racist lolicons whose job is to be ready at a moment's notice to defend Chibi against the next person who calls out his actions. One example is when another anime YouTuber by the name of Yearbud Tevin, in response to Chibi's infamous tweet about Lolly, says that he can't wait for the video essay to come out about him in 2 years. Chibi and his fans used Tevin's tweet to say that Tevin couldn't wait for kids to be harmed to get a victory on Chibi, but Tevin says that he was referring to his inevitable downfall. Tevin was also met with racist replies calling him a hood weeb, which is something I noticed Chibi's community uses to degrade black anime and manga fans. The word hood weeb is described as a black American who likes anime combined with the slang weeb, a person typically of non-Asian descent, heavily interested in anime, manga, and Japanese culture. The earliest known description of the word hood weeb, according to Know Your Meme, is from a 2021 entry on Urban Dictionary. But I would say it gained most of its popularity from the recent doxing situation. It started when a user on Twitter used it as a joke in that situation, but it later transitioned into a racial slur. This is due to a lot of people in Chibi's community saying that the people responsible for leaking this information, disrespecting his brother on top of hacking and posting cheese pizza on his DeviantArt account, were all black people, which has never been proven to be true, and I doubt it ever will. The blame placed on black people on top of Chibi not debunking any of...
Why we get the smoke? What the fuck? Like, did anybody prove any of that?
Claims has opened the door for people to use the word in a racist manner when referring to black people who like anime. And look at these responses from his fans on the day that the doxing happened, saying that black shonen fans were behind it and that everything was fine when anime fans were mainly white and Asian people. If you don't...
Do white, like, weebs know that you are not Asian? Like, do y'all know that? Do you know that you're also a fucking tourist in their culture? You're not Asian, you're not Japanese. And that's like a thing. Like, white people who are infatuated with Japanese culture trying to like exclude black people. It's not yours to exclude anybody from. First of all, like, you're not Japanese, you're not Asian. It's not your culture. Like, if hundreds of thousands of white people started moving to Japan, I promise you they'll get pissed off. I'll tell you that right now. They wouldn't want that shit. This is theirs. Like, I don't know why they just assume that, like, they are, like, just so greatly accepted in Japanese culture. Like, you're not Japanese. Actually, I'm sure they're accepted. I don't think the Japanese care. Like, as a whole, I don't think they give a shit if we watch anime, because all it does is just get more money for them. And it's like, who are you to fuck up their emotion? Trying to kick the black people out of the community. Like, what's wrong with you?
See a problem with this? I know what you are. I'm not surprised at people calling him racist when he's enabling racist behavior, allowing it to run rampant throughout his community. Another instance of his fan base being unhinged is with the use of the word tourist as an insult. After doing some research, I found out the word tourist started off as an insult referring to someone who was a fake fan of anime. This insult is also used to express disdain for people who either 1. enjoy the most popular anime, aka mainstream fans, or 2. are not into certain tropes in anime like lolly, shota, incest, etc. and find those things.
Oh, that's what tourist means. Yeah, why do you need to accept the sexualization of minors to be a true fan of anime? Since when has that been a requirement? Get these bitches off my screen.
To be downright weird. Again, it's not surprising how people who are into these things want to gatekeep the disgusting interests. As for the present day Chibi Reviews,
it kind of makes sense that they would try to gatekeep it, because then they could just do all their disgusting shit without any outsiders, quote unquote, coming in and like criticizing them for being disgusting. That makes complete sense if you ask me.
continues to be hated for his past and current actions. As recently as early last month, Chibi had his Twitter account disabled for almost a day, leading to his enemies cheering at his rumored demise. People are also editing his profile picture he uses for his brand to say that he's racist, among other things, and have turned it into a meme. Chibi stated that he does not have any issues with the edits as long as they are kept in good faith and not with malicious intent.
My haters have been slandering and harassing me basically daily for the past 7 months now. Their newest attack on me, which is honestly at this point I can't even really consider it attack, because it's pathetic and hilarious, because it really does make them look bad. Like, it actually makes them look very bad, and I'll give context to that in a second. Their newest attack against me is apparently to grab my profile picture I use for social media and YouTube and edit them into many different variants of me. And it's very clear the intentions at first when these edits did start was definitely malicious. But somewhere along the lines of people doing these edits of my profile picture, something happened. Like, they lost the point of the sauce, and they, instead of trying to slander me and make things that obviously make me look, let's say, either racist or basically the second coming of or whatever, or supporter of racist groups, they now have went full circle and they started creating edits of me that legitimately are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, some of these edits are legitimately cool, and it, like, I want to point out, these are my haters doing this.
Constant harassment and prior situations are the reason why Chibi Reviews is currently pursuing legal actions against everyone involved, even going as far as starting a crowdfunding campaign to pay for lawyer fees. The crowdfund has raised over $16,000 of the $25,000 goal at the making of this video, with his naysayers accusing him of pity farming.
Yeah, I have been continuously targeted by harassment. I've tried to ignore it. I've tried to completely push it away as much as possible, but they keep coming after me. They keep wanting me gone. And I guess one reason why, like, to really talk about this whole situation, they want to call me they want to call me racist. And there's no evidence for this, by the way, on it, but I'm...
Cap. If you are into cartoon children in sexually suggestive positions and situations, you are a pedophile. I don't care. You might not have committed like the legal version of it, but we know what you want to do, man. Because look at what you're attracted to. Come on. You know what you like. You're still that. You just haven't acted on it yet.
I'm going to just state it right here, right now. I am going to be doing a crowdfund. I'm going to be opening up a crowdfund to be able to fund the lawsuit that I'm going to be, starting against all the individuals that are responsible, not just for the doxing and the harassment of my family, but also those that have actively participated in defamation against my very name, either calling me a or racist.
See, I feel like he won't win against the people calling him a PDF. I already said pedophile. Whatever. He's not going to win against them off the simple fact of the matter that he likes Lolly. So yeah. I feel like there's nothing wrong with calling you that if you're promoting the cartoon CSAM shit. Well, it's not really CSAM because they're not real children, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're promoting that and you're constantly talking about how much you enjoy it, can you really blame them for saying you're that? Like if somebody says, like, oh, I really love those, like, AI generated videos of, like, the fat black woman crying over food stamps and shit. Can you really be mad if we call you a racist? Like, you're gonna sue me for that? Look at how you behave, bro. I'm just taking the context that I have available to me and putting pieces of the puzzle together.
Sorts of other vile rhetoric, they actively, they're going to be facing charges. I want to try to get them. These same people will say, I have no reason to do a lawsuit. They will say there is no evidence of doxing. They will say that I am trying to scam my viewers, my followers, into donating for a funding for this lawsuit. And these same people will straight up put a hit on my head and say, we need to get rid of this man.
Another situation I did forget to mention was Chibi being accused of being an abuser by his ex-girlfriend Sam. This situation allegedly happened 2 years ago, was revealed by his ex on Twitter last month. Now, I don't plan on getting into that based on the fact that I don't know what happened in their relationship, nor do I care. Only they know for sure what happened, and it's not my place to speak on it. But Chibi did respond to these claims in a video titled I'm Done, and from the support I'm seeing, he probably debunked her claims. To Chibi Reviews, aka Jacob, if you ever see this video, just know you opened the door for a lot of these things to happen.
Exactly.
Rage baited.
Like, you cannot be mad at anybody for being mad at you. You did this to yourself. Like, you know that the majority of people find Wally disgusting, as they should, when you get mad at them for calling you a PDF. You know that hyping up scenes of these anime girls getting raped is fucking strange. And then you get mad that people are mad at you. Like, it's something people take pretty seriously, is rape. So it's like, who do you have to blame for yourself? Or who do you have to blame for this but yourself? Like, just take accountability. Or just ignore it. The fuck, you still had fans.
Farm engagement by saying the
You
weirdest
have the weirdest fan base on the internet from what I can tell, but you still had fans.
stuff online with prior knowledge of how
Get over
damaging the internet can be. You know, people have sent you harmful things in the past in response to your opinions, so I would have expected you to navigate better, but I was wrong. How about this? From now on, think about how people will react when you make certain posts on a public forum and know what comes with it, especially with your controversial history.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, I don't agree with the doxing or any of the things that happen to you because there are better ways to go about it, like I explained. But you can't poke the bear by saying things that border the line of f***ed up.
Alright, I think we got the picture.
So,
Yuck, bro.
on the 11th of February, I discover my fiance cheating on me with my best friend of 10 years. I confronted her about this, and she apologized. I, being with her already for multiple years, and then finding out my best friend
so much betrayal. So what I decided to do is just, I grabbed my keys. I went driving.
That nigga had your girl like this. I mean, that's what happens when you're a fucking weird guy and you like cartoon children. On some real shit, bro, why did she even say yes? Like, you knew he was like this. And you were cool with that? Nah, she weird too. Matter of fact, or maybe they started to see the light. Maybe that's why his best friend of 10 years was like, I'm gonna fuck his bitch. You're like, wait, you're going real hard behind this lolicon shit, bro. I kind of don't fuck with you anymore. It's weird. And all his friends were just like, okay. Did he nut yet? Because we kind of have like a Marvel Rivals tournament coming up. We're kind of trying to run some wars though. Like, is he done fucking her? Can he get on the game yet? Oh my god, that's brutal. You imagine telling your whole friend group that your best friend like fucking betrayed you, and you're just like, okay, like, did that nigga get his nut because we're trying to hop on Rivals? So, like, what are we doing here? I don't care. Yes, I know he threw it in her mouth. I don't care. Can he hop on Marvel Rivals? Yeah, bro, I understand that she took the condom off and put it back in her. I don't care. Can he get on Marvel Rivals? Bro, I know he broke one of the legs of your bed and you were confused when you first saw it and now you're putting the pieces together. I don't give a shit. Can he get on Marvel Rivals or not? Did he finish fucking your girl so he could play the game? That's what we care about. Yes, we all knew. We did not care. Like, that's crazy.
I went to the liquor store. I bought alcohol that was the same alcohol, the last alcohol that I drank with my brother. And then I drove into the middle of nowhere, near the water, and I drank, and drank, just sitting there drinking. And I was inches from death. And then suddenly,
He's a pretty small guy, so maybe. I was trying to see if he was full of shit.
don't know how I was stopped, but he shows up. And he saved me at the last moment. He did. And I come to find out, after all this, it was Nicholas Light, that was the one that apparently called a wellness check on me. And he saved my life. He saved my life. Anyways, the officer escorted me to escorted me to the hospital because obviously with everything, making sure mental evaluation and all that. And I obviously couldn't drive, too much alcohol. So he took me to the hospital, and I stayed basically the night. And I wasn't able to access my phone or use anything until they discharged me.
So where is this almost death Here's what I think when I think almost death. I think life-saving interventions had to be performed, right? I think you needed to get like a tube placed or something because you were not able to breathe on your own. I think somebody had to do CPR on you, right? I think somebody needed to shock that's coming close to death and someone actually saving you. Getting drunk as shit and passing out is not almost death. You just got drunk as shit and passed out. Because let me tell you something. If you almost died, it would not be an officer taking you to the hospital. It would be a fucking ambulance because that's what they're there for. You didn't almost die. You're also not going directly to a psych ward if you almost die. You are going to a regular emergency department bed. So yeah, he's full of shit. He didn't almost die. He's embellishing his story so that people feel bad for him. That's all he's doing. But you didn't almost die. Like, be so for real. And nothing about what you just said coincides with almost dying, right?
Discharged earlier this morning.
You're also probably not, no, you're definitely not going home the next fucking day if you almost died. Especially not from alcohol poisoning. Well, I've never taken somebody who's had alcohol poisoning before, but I would imagine that they're going to want to run some labs on you to make sure you don't crap out the second you leave, right? You're going to be staying for monitoring and all that shit. From what he said, it sounds like he went to psych because he wasn't able to be on his phone or any of that shit. They tend to take your belongings away when you go to the psych ward or the psych emergency bed. But this doesn't sound like you almost died. Like, you're embellishing like fucking crazy.
And it so hurt. It so hurt. But I did. I thank you. I do. Just. Anyways, I get picked up, and I'm going home. Like, free to go. Everything's fine. And I knew I had to tackle the elephant in the room. I had to go home and more or less,
There's nut residue on that ring.
I confronted her about everything, trying to talk, and she left. I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes, and I know. I piss people off. I annoy them.
You like cartoon children. Let's say what we're all thinking. You like cartoon children. You are attracted to cartoon children. Most likely because you know that the real thing would get you in a lot of trouble. But let's just say it, right? Let's say it. You're thinking it right now as you're talking about, I know I annoy people. No. I know I like lolicon. That's what you wanted to say. But you had to say something else so that people could continue feeling sorry for you. That doesn't work on me, though.
But
Also, you didn't almost die. You're lying.
anyways, after she left, I did what anyone probably would recently do. I wanted to confide in someone. Not really. I go to my gaming friend group that I've known just as long as my best friend that my fiance cheated with. I talk with them, and they straight up, they admit to me they don't care, basically.
I know I already saw it in the tweet. Hearing it from his mouth, though, is so funny. Can you imagine? Oh my god. Oh my god, can you imagine? Guys, I don't even know how to say this, but Jake was fucking Alexis. Just best friend since fucking middle school. And I find out he's sleeping with my fiance. I don't know what to... Dude, we don't fucking care. I'm sorry. Can he get on Marvel? Dude, we were on 12U soccer together, bro. I don't even know what to do right. We don't care.
What my used to be best friend did.
We didn't
They
ask.
prefer gaming with him, and I thought these guys were my friends. I did. And they more or less, they just cared about gaming with him, and they didn't care.
I'm gonna be so honest with you, bro. It seems like from your perspective, everybody's a piece of shit. Let me tell you something. If people are this comfortable not only just snaking you after knowing you for essentially your whole life, because in that video you posted before, you were like, what, 21? I can't imagine you're much older than 25. You guys probably knew each other your whole lives for the most part, right? And you tell your friends that somebody that you knew for your entire life snaked the fuck out of you, and they just tell you to deal with it. Can he get on the game? That says a lot more about you than it does about them. Because here's the thing. How are they so comfortable with him basically just fucking you over after knowing you for 10 years? They don't have any questions like, I wonder if he's ever done anything to fuck me over. Like, they're not like, wow, I can't believe he would do that to you. Like, they don't, none of that is happening. It's probably because they also all probably think you're a piece of shit. I'm just keeping it a buck. What is that light over there? What is that? What the hell? Oh, I guess it's... I mean, I put some... It's weird. I can see like my this light on the back of my monitor in this mirror that I have over there, and it looks like there's a separate light behind my monitor. I was like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, the fact that they don't give a shit about what you're going through right now, especially since according to you, you almost died. They were probably already like on the same page of, oh, yeah, Chibu's kind of a piece of shit. Kind of don't fuck with him. They were thinking this for a long time. That's why they're more concerned about playing games with the guy that just fucked you over than they are about your well-being. Right? Because friends just don't do that. Not out of nowhere. They don't just like tell you to go fuck yourself out of nowhere, bro. That's not how shit works.
Care about everything. They're completely okay with everything. And so, more or less,
It's because they
I lost
knew.
my whole friend group. My best friend that I basically called a brother. There was moments where he was hurting years ago with COVID, and I gave him money for he could have bills paid and his family wouldn't have to worry. I cared for him. He said he was moving down here in a few months, and I now know why. He wanted to. What I will say.
Oh, shit. He was gonna keep fucking her. Oh, shit. Ooh. Oh my god, they're about to get married themselves, aren't they? They're like in luck. He wanted to move to Tennessee to be with your girl. Dog, they're about to get engaged. They're about to start a family, and you have to. Well, you don't really have to watch, but you probably will, because it's gonna drive you fucking crazy. You know you're not gonna be able to look away. It's gonna be like a traffic accident. You're not gonna be able to look away. You're going to keep up with them, and it's gonna eat you alive for the rest of your fucking life. Oh my god, that stings. He's coming to your state. His plan was to come to your state to fuck yo bitch, nigga. How does that make you feel? Like, oh fuck.
I lost a lot. I lost a lot. I didn't just like lose a fiance. I lost my whole social circle, basically just gone. What really hurts, the best friend in 10 years, he knew everything. He knew my life story. I thought he had my back. He was there for me with times of being harassed, and I viewed him like a brother.
I just put the pieces together. It dawned on him that he was defending you against people harassing you for liking Lolly. And he was like, what the fuck am I doing with myself? I'm gonna fuck his fiance. That's exactly what happened. That was like a fuck you. He was like, I can't believe I have to stick up for you for this shit, man. Like, he looked in the mirror one day and he was like, God damn. What is my life right now? I gotta fight back against people who are mad at you for liking cartoon children. That's what I gotta fight back against? Are you serious? Like, it started to fuck with him, and then he's like, I can't believe this guy's about to get married. I wonder if that was like the spark that led to the dicking. Like, he asked her, like, genuinely speaking, how do you feel about Chibi with this whole Lolly shit? Like, does he still indulge in it even though you guys are together? Like, how does that work? And she probably was just kind of like trying to avoid it at first, and then it just came out, and she was probably just like, I don't know how I'm gonna marry and have children with this guy. Like, what if he does something to our kids? Like, those questions came up 100%. And then one thing led to another. And just all night. Your obsession with Lolicon led to your best friend of 10 years fucking your girl. I guarantee it. If her side of the story ever comes out, or his, that's what it's gonna be. 100%.
He does that. But Anyways. I was in a dark place, and I've had a lot of dark thoughts. All day. All last night. I have.
See, normally I feel bad when people get cheated on, but not you.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is one of the hardest moments for me in my entire life.
That felt good.
Like I said, I've told you guys many times, if you've watched my content, one of the only joys in my life I've had over the years is making content. Talking about what I love. It is the one thing that's never caused me problems. I did lose so much. He was sending her nudes and just the.
Was he bigger? Be honest. Don't lie. Don't lie. Was he? Oh my God, he was. That's what that was. It's like, I didn't even know they could get that big in real life. No. You know what that was? She told me I was too big. How the fuck was she taking that? That's what that was. Oh my God. Ain't no way he was taking all that. Ain't no fucking way. That's what that was.
I'm pretty hurt, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's gonna happen or anything. I really don't. The future's uncertain right now. I have no idea.
What did you mean by
But
that?
however, I'm making this video to try, to some degree, to cement my thoughts in stone, to be able to process them in my own way, to be able to try to move past this just nightmarish day. I just. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know what I will do. There's two ways. Either A, I don't make videos for a while, or I just make videos and I try to just black hole everything and just keep moving. And we'll see. What I will say though,
Just like,
I thank everyone that's been supportive.
I guess that's it.